Hi, everybody. So today we have another episode of Rachel's Rankings, and this is the series where I give you a ranking of whatever I want to talk about. And the last 2 weeks we have done a ranking of 2020 movies, first 2020 movies in general, and then also 2020 movies from Hallmark Channel. And it has been a lot of fun. And today, though, we're going way back. We're going back to the 1930s and 1940s, and we're talking about the golden era of Disney films. And this is the era that was the most controlled and most the brainchild of Walt Disney. And this was before he ended up doing the package films during the war. And then in the silver era in the 50s, where he was less involved, still involved, but not as much as in the golden era. And I think you've got to admire Walt Disney's moxie and his creative ambition with these 5 films that, he could have easily have released just a bunch of Snow White copycats after the huge success of Snow White, but that's not what he chose to do. He continually challenged himself with really ambitious projects, and I very much admire that. And I really love all 5 of these films. They are all in my top 20 Disney films. So to say that one is my 5th favorite versus another one, it's not because I don't like it. It's just because it's slightly less. I like it slightly less than the other ones. So it's a really strong group of films, and again, such a bold filmmaker that Walt Disney was. I don't know if he's really given enough credit for how bold he was. Even something like Disneyland, we kind of accepted, but it was such a bold undertaking, and I really admire that about him. And so let's talk about these 5 films that he released in the golden era.
Say, that's pretty swell.
So my 5th favorite of these films is Pinocchio, and that might be kind of controversial because it is so beautiful. It is such an artistically ambitious film. I do really love the animation in this movie, especially Monstro. All the scenes with the whale are incredible. The underwater scenes, you think about it being cell animation, the bubbles and the way that it's scary, and it draws you in with the way that the whale is animated. I think is really amazing. You also have Pleasure Island, which is such a creepy place. That you have these kids that are smoking and drinking and getting turned into donkeys, and that's why I didn't really like it very much as a little girl. And I think that's what kind of makes it the 5th on the list, is that it was pretty scary, I think, and it just goes to some places that are pretty scary, and that's not my favorite, just as far as personal taste. But it is a very strong morality tale about the what happens when you're not honest, what happens when you are participating in these bad behaviors, and yeah, you get turned into donkeys. Bad things happen to you. And poor Geppetto, he's such a wonderful father figure. He goes out, tries to find Pinocchio. There's also the weird element in this movie, the fact that there's some anthropomorphized characters and then there's human characters, and people don't seem to think it's strange. The fact that you have these cats walking around, and yet then you still have regular cats. And so I don't know. It's an interesting situation, but the animation is incredible in Pinocchio, and it's surprising. It's unpredictable. It has my favorite Disney song, "And When You Wish Upon a Star," and so it's delightful, but it's just a little heavy-handed and a little scary to be one of my all-time favorites. So it's number 5 for me in my ranking. Number 4, I have Bambi. Now, Bambi definitely has some traumatic moments, as we all know, with the death of his mom. I kind of wish that sort of theme of his grief and other things kind of carried through a little bit better. It's he just kind of forgets, I feel like, pretty quickly on into the story. And so I feel like I wish that her sacrifice kind of mattered more to the story, but it's still so beautiful. The animation is so gorgeous, and there's so many cute moments in this movie. Thumper is so cute, and Flower is so cute, and when they go skating, it's adorable. And so it's a really lovely little movie, but it doesn't have a ton of story. It can get a little slow sometimes at times, but I still really enjoy it. So it comes in at number 4. And I really like the music actually in Bambi. Drip, drip, drop, little April showers is really a sweet little song. So number 3, I have Dumbo. I know Dumbo is also very controversial because of the crows. I get that. I still think they're kind of fun, and I like the whole the whole message of friendship, and that's I think what gets Dumbo really high for me is that the idea of Timothy Q. Mouse and Dumbo as an unlikely friendship in real life. Elephants are afraid of mice, and so the fact that they become friends and Timothy Q. Mouse ends up sticking up for Dumbo, I think is really sweet. And I think Baby Mine is such a gorgeous scene. And I think Dumbo is such a cute character. And I love the watercolor animation in Dumbo. And but obviously it has those negative sides, those caricatures that people don't like, that people find racist, and I understand that. And so yeah, that's the downside to the film. It's also very short, but to me it's a cute story of an unlikely friendship, and I love the animation and characters. So that's why. And the songs, like I said, Baby Mine, so wonderful. And I love Pink Elephants on Parade. Just the like dip into surrealism, I think is wonderful, and so inventive and imaginative. So that's why it ends up at number 3. Number 2, I have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and I really debated between these two for my top 2. And the thing I love about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is it's really a movie that has everything. It has moments that are sad, has moments that are funny, it has moments that are scary. It has kind of a little bit of everything, and I think it balances all of those tones extremely well. I think the animation is so beautiful. Like I love the whole scene where the queen, the evil queen, is transforming, and you get such blues and greens and pinks, and it's just a gorgeous scene. I also love the scene when she's running through the forest. It's pretty scary, but unlike the scene in Pinocchio with Pleasure Island, I think that there's a little more resolution and a little bit more of a kind of a sweetness to sort of more fun to me than sort of the unpleasantness of Pleasure Island. And so I like that scene in the forest when she's scared. I think it's pretty fun. And then of course you've got your Seven Dwarfs, and they're so delightful, so funny. Something like Dopey is so funny, and I really enjoy that. And it gets emotional, the relationship between Grumpy and Snow White. And when he cries at the funeral, I think that's really a great moment. And I really love the songs in Snow White. I don't love her singing voice, and that's the downside. It's just dated. It's not a modern singing voice. It's so squeaky. It's not my favorite. That's the downside. Otherwise, I think the vocal performances are really, really strong, especially with the evil queen. I think I love her as both the hag and as the evil queen. I love the character designs, and I love the voice there, with especially the hag with her cackle is pretty fun. So I love Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's my number 2, and so that means my number 1 golden era film is Fantasia. And I think that Fantasia, people say, oh, it's so boring, but just watch 1 or 2 of the shorts if you don't want to watch the whole thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I love the diversity in the animation in Fantasia. I love how each one tells its own story, and how they work so well within the music. And it's really like going to the best concert of your life and the best museum of your life, and getting to experience both of those together is a really incredible experience. And it's just a unique film unlike any other. It's so bold, it's so ambitious, it's so beautiful. The animation is so stunning in each of these shorts, and I love all of them. I think they're all beautiful, and I particularly love Night on Bald Mountain, where you get the contrast between the devil and the saints and the Ave Maria. And and the devil, and I think that that is just really beautiful. Of course, I love the Sorcerer's Apprentice with Mickey and him playing around with the magic and getting bigger and bigger and out of control, and the way that that is it works with the music is just effortlessly. I mean, obviously it had a ton of effort, but it feels effortlessly, the way that it just, you can't imagine anything else going with that music. Than this story. And so that's, I just think, incredible. I also really like the Rites of Spring with the dinosaurs. I know a lot of people don't like that one as much, but I really, really, really do. And I love the Nutcracker Suite with the you have, it starts out with the fairies, and it goes into the dancing, flowers, and that whole thing I think is great. Like I said, the way that it uses music, the way that the art kind of comes alive and in such an inspiring way, I think is beautiful. And it's really, I mean, I think it is a masterpiece. And you've got Igor Stravinsky leading the orchestra, and the interactions between him and Mickey are a lot of fun. And I just think if you are an animation fan, I just think you gotta love Fantasia. I think it is so bold, it is so beautiful, and I think each short stands on its own as its own unique vision for that story, for that music. And I just think I remember seeing it when I was a little girl, going to the re-release and feeling very grown up and really enjoying it, and I still enjoy it now. So it's my favorite golden era film from Walt Disney. So let me know what your ranking would be for these 5 films. I know I put it on Twitter a while back, and I got tons of responses, and every single person's is different. Everybody's ranking is different, and I love that about these 5 films, that they really inspire this discussion. So let's hear it out. Like I said, my ranking isn't the right ranking. It's just my ranking, as my friend Sean Chandler says. So let's hear your thoughts and what you think of these 5 films. And so thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. I've really been trying hard with these Rachel's rankings to make them fun for y'all. So let me know what you think and what you would like me to rank next. I would love your thoughts. And make sure you check out Hallmarkies Podcast. When you check out my merch store and the patron group, all that fun stuff. Really appreciate it. And we're doing Talking Disney once a month, where we talk about one of the Disney canon films. And we've done Dumbo, and we've done Snow White. And so we'll see what we talk about next. Check that out. And thanks so much. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everyone.